Most photographers, when they pick up a camera, they start moving it around. Up, down, tilted, crouched, stretched. Looking for the angle that makes the scene feel like more than it is. I stopped doing that a while ago now, and I think it changed what my photos are actually saying.
So, that didn't really go as planned. I kind of forgot my audio cable at home for the microphone. Tried using my iPhone as a backup with the, transmitter. Sound was terrible when I listened back to it. Yeah, as you just heard. Not my greatest moment. So, anyways, hi, hello everybody, welcome back to a new video, hope you're all well. So, when I'm out photographing, you may have noticed that I'm always shooting at eye level and at 40mm. And maybe you're wondering why. Or not, but I'll tell you anyway, because there is actually a reason for it. The scenes I photograph aren't grand or epic. They're just quiet, ordinary places. And I want to record their presence just like that. A landscape photographer would maybe tilt their camera down with a wide-angle lens to accentuate the foreground or up to bring the background closer. And that works perfectly when you're standing in front of a majestic mountain. It pulls your eye into the image. But if you try to force those same tricks onto an empty gravel road or an empty street scene, to me it feels dishonest. You end up manipulating the viewer's position. You either make them hover artificially above the scene, or you shrink them down so the world is towering over them. I don't want that for my photos. I choose to shoot at eye level and 40mm because I want you, as the viewer, to feel like you're in the scene. I want people to feel like they're just standing there, like I haven't done anything at all. When I started working on my photography project Mellanrummet, which is all about capturing those quiet in-between spaces out in a Swedish countryside, this approach felt like the only natural choice. I didn't want to make those environments look dramatic or intense. I wanted them to be exactly what they are, still and quiet. So I made a decision, eye level only, 40mm only, every time, no exceptions. Not because those are magic numbers, but because 40mm is roughly what the human eye perceives in a real world. There is no exaggeration, no heavy compression, and no grand statement. It just says, I was here, and this is what it looked like. Because the truth is, the focal length you choose and the angle you shoot from completely changes the feeling of a photograph. Let me explain why other choices do something very different, because this is worth understanding. Think about what happens when you completely change your physical height. If you drop down to your knees to shoot a normal building, you instantly make it look imposing. It's a classic trick, you're using the camera to manufacture drama. And if you shoot from up high, looking down, you make your subject look small and insignificant. Both of those are director choices. You're actively telling the viewer how to feel about the scene. But when I'm out on a dirt road here in Sweden, I don't want to tell you how to feel about the barn. I just wanna show you the barn. Staying at eye level removes my ego from the equation. It stops forcing a narrative onto something that's perfectly fine being ordinary. And then you have to think about the focal length itself. A lot of classic street photography is shot on a 24 or a 28mm lens. To get a good shot with a lens that wide, you have to get physically close to your subject. And because of how the optics work, it pulls the viewer right into the middle of the action. It creates tension. You feel like you're standing uncomfortably close to whatever is happening. That tension is amazing in a crowded city. It gives the photo energy, but in the quiet spaces I shoot, tension is the enemy. A 40mm lens is neutral. It gives the subject breathing room, and it says I'm close enough to observe, but I'm not interrupting. When you combine those two things, a neutral 40mm focal length and an everyday, normal eye level angle, you get something really interesting. Well, To me, anyway. You get a baseline. Without the artificial drama of a low angle, or without the forced tension of a wide lens, the camera basically becomes invisible. The viewer isn't distracted by a cool perspective trick. All they are left with is the light, the geometry and the atmosphere. By taking away all the camera tricks, it actually forces me to be a better photographer, because I have to rely entirely on finding a genuinely interesting composition, or at least what I think is an interesting composition. As said before, all art is subjective. And I think that is the biggest realization I've had with my photography over the last year. We spend so much time learning tricks to make our photos look cinematic or epic, because so much photography, and I definitely include my own older work here, is about making things look like something, making them feel grand or intimate or dramatic. I've been thinking what to call this way of working instead, and the word that keeps coming back is witness. The witness position. Not the director, not an architect, not someone who builds a scene to present it, just someone who was there and looked and didn't interfere. Honest eye level refuses to manufacture drama. It doesn't manipulate a scene to make it worth looking at. It just says, this is what it was. I was here. It looked like this. Make of it what you will. In a world full of hyper-stylized, tilted, wide-angle, maximalist imagery, that refusal to exaggerate starts to feel like its own statement. For me, the most powerful thing a camera can do is being a quiet witness. Ordinary things, seen honestly, are enough. So, the next time you head out with your camera, try leaving all the dramatic angles at home. Keep your camera at eye level the entire time. Don't cheat. Don't go low when something tempts you. Don't tilt up at the interesting building. Just stand where you are and see what's there. See if it shifts how you build a composition when you can't rely on perspective tricks. I'm curious though, do you have a default angle or focal length you always fall back on? Let me know down in the comments, I always read them. Anyways, that's it for today guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a like and consider subscribing. I appreciate it so much. But until next time, have a good day or evening whenever you're watching this. Out!